retreat, implementation of the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, fulfilling a raft of pre-election pledges, and running a seamless government were the key agenda items on the first day of the cabinet retreat convened by President William Ruto. Nearly 4 months into office, President Ruto's administration has had to contend with pressure from Kenyans to keep its word on bringing down the cost of living, fixing the country's economy, and addressing insecurity challenges in some parts of the country. The 4-day retreat is expected to draw a harmonized roadmap and action plan for all ministries, with Parliament roped in to plug in the legislative requirements. Francis Gashuri is in Nanyuki and brings us the details.
President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua Thursday evening arrived at Mount Kenya Safari Club in Nanyuki, Laikipia County to join cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries and presidential advisors on various issues for the Kenya Kwanza administration's top brass retreat. The head of state and his deputy catching up with the government officials who throughout the day were taken through a series of presentations on structure of government and communication, governance and the law, human resource management and productivity, as well as national security and delivery.
We want to work as a whole, holistic government, not to work in silos, all right? And this is the beginning of ensuring that we work as a coordinated team, not everybody thinking that you are in your corner and the rest of the other state departments do not matter. We must remember that anything you do has got implications elsewhere.
We are one government, despite the fact that we have got assigned different roles and responsibilities. So there has to be synergy at all levels. We have got one economic development agenda, and everybody has to be aligned to that agenda. Even as we move to the phase of now developing strategic plans for the line ministries, the strategic plans for the line ministries have to be aligned to our overall development agenda, which is now anchored on the bottom-up economic plan.
The cabinet retreat, the first in President Ruto's administration, convened to craft an implementation matrix for the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto and a raft of pre-election pledges, top among them lowering the cost of living.
We left promises after the election. Now we are on implementation. Of course, we need clarity of the plan for government, for everybody, and so that even the government, because we are in transition or we have transited, it is important that the people working for this particular government are able to understand the strategic objective of our president in his plan.
The best thing about this meeting is to eventually, hopefully for me, by Sunday, we all know where we are going, the overall vision of this government and the objective for the next 5 years. And then now each one of us attack or find a route to that end through your ministry and through the responsibility you have within your ministry.
The president, weeks into State House, ordered the withdrawal of subsidies on maize flour and fuel that had been established by his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta, ostensibly to cushion Kenyans from the vagaries of a battered economy and global challenges. Instead, the Ministry of Agriculture tasked with the responsibility of increasing food production.
Because the issue of food is something that has been properly been raised in our manifesto, and you know it's over 30% of the manifestos, President's manifesto is in agriculture. Out of the 100 issues that you want address, 67 out of the 100 are in agriculture. So this is in the mind of everyone.
And we are all human. You cannot say that all the political promises that we made are going to be achieved at a go. For instance, the damage to the economy is much greater than we envisaged. There are some aspects that we will have to bite the bullet a little longer or a little harder before we start seeing the results. The debt challenge remains.
The need to run a seamless government, prompting the cabinet retreat to enable cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries and presidential advisors bond over the next 3 days.
So this gives us an opportunity to understand how to work together across ministries My short experience in the last 2 months has shown that you cannot be able to really say to operate autonomously as a ministry. So you need to know at what instant do you engage the Attorney General, at what instance do you engage your colleagues. What is your working relationship with your PSS? What's your working relationship with the departments and agencies within your ministry?
By end of the 3 to 4 days of this retreat, I expect that I'll have been able to bond with my own PSS better, because I have two, with other PSS within the government and the ministers, because also the ministers, some of us are not necessarily acquainted properly. So it will be a bonding session, sharing experiences so far.
The president and his deputy expected to address the retreat on Friday and Saturday in sessions that will also feature presentations by the National Treasury on economy, budget making, audit and priorities for the Kenya Kwanza administration in 2023, as well as the executive liaison with Parliament and county governments. It is 112 days since President William Ruto took over the reins of power from his predecessor, and for the next 3 days, together with his cabinet, principal secretaries and other top government officials, they will be drawing an implementation matrix of translating the pre-election pledges into an action plan. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV, Mount Kenya Safari Club, Nanyuki, Laikipia County.